Story time. I want to tell you the story of our very first kindest kid in America. Sorry, I know that's backwards. This darling boy's name is Cairo. Look at how cute he is. I cannot get over how darling he is. So this was the very, very first boy that I found, and I want to tell you his story. I'm going to read the book to you in a different video, but I want to tell you the story. This is, to me, an absolute miracle, and it was a confirmation that this was a good idea and it was worth doing, because the first experience I had with this entire school, with the amazing principal, and then of course this darling boy and his sweet mother, it just was the most beautiful, magical beginning to this whole journey. And I want to say, we only ever use the first name of the child. We never say the last name, and we never say the name of the school, just to protect privacy. I want to be really, really careful about privacy. So this sweet boy is from the state of Indiana. And I was giving a speech in Chicago, and then I had another speech in Ohio 2 days later, and so I had a whole day in between, and I'm like, those are close enough states, I can drive through. And since I have a day off, I'm gonna just go crazy and try to launch my Kindest Kid in America programs. So this was back in September of 2023. Nope, 2024, because now it's 2025. And so I'm driving through Indiana, and I just say to Siri, I'm like, get me directions to the nearest elementary school. And I show up at this school. I was so scared. I was so nervous because what I was about to do was just a little out of the ordinary. So I walk up to this school, and I was just finishing up a text. I was just on my phone, but I was at the front door, and I was just standing there for literally maybe a minute. And unbeknownst to me, the principal herself was standing inside, like right inside in the lobby, and she saw me, and I think I was probably making her a little nervous because I was just kind of standing there. So she comes out and says, hey, can I help you? And I said, I am trying to launch a program called Kindest Kid in America. I want to give an award to kind kids. I was wondering if you might want to nominate a kid at your school. And she was like, oh, awesome, absolutely, come on in. So she brings me into her office, brings in the school social worker, and they start brainstorming, and they come up with Cairo. And then she took it to the next level because she was an amazing principal. She gets Cairo's mom on the phone and says, hey, I want to nominate Cairo for this awesome award. Are you okay with that? And the mom was like, absolutely, for sure. And she told her that I was going to be calling her the next day to get her permission, her awareness, get her excited about what we were doing, and then obviously to get stories so that I could start writing the book. So we kind of had a moment with the mom. It was awesome. And then the principal takes it to the next level, and she says, can we get Cairo out of class? And can we interview him? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting there. I would never have even asked for a principal to get a child out of class. I would never do that. So for her to do that was amazing. So we go and get this sweet little boy out of class, and he takes us over to the school garden. His story is that he planted tomato plants from home because he loves to garden, just like his mom and his grandpa. And he planted some at home and then wanted to share them with the school. So he brought them over to the school garden. So when we get him out of class, we go over to the school garden, and he gets to show us his beautiful act of kindness. He planted all these beautiful tomato plants, and there's all these cute little yellow tomatoes. And he gives me one, and I get to talk to him, and I get to ask him about why he chooses to be kind, and does he think of himself as a leader. And I'm going to show you the interview in just a minute. It was such a beautiful human moment of connection with this boy, with this principal. I feel very humbled by it, and as I've gone through this journey, there have been moments where I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I'm a little scared, or I've just had moments of like, I don't know if I'm strong enough to do this. And whenever I think about Kyra's story, I'm like, nope, I'm gonna keep going. Because that was a miracle, that was amazing, and it was such a great experience. And when we went back to do the assembly, he was so surprised, and he was so darling. I asked his mom, who I'm like besties now with, she is amazing. I said, can Cairo kind of be my poster child for this program, because he just perfectly emulates what it's about and what the heart is behind it, because he is a truly kind kid, and he's been through some hard things in his life, and he chooses kindness anyway. So he's just an amazing example. And then obviously the principal was such an amazing example of someone who's willing to take a risk on something that she didn't know me. She didn't know what this was, and it was brand new. I didn't have any evidence that it would work, and she took a chance, and it was so incredible. So I'm going to share a bunch of videos. I'm going to show you on this video the interview that I did with him that very first day. And then I'll read the book to you in another video, but I want you guys to just get to know Cairo, because this kid, this real kid who did real acts of kindness, needs to be celebrated because he is a very, very special boy, and he will always, always hold a very special place in my heart because he was the first one. So anyway, I wanted you to know a little bit about how it happened and how this whole crazy journey started. Okay, I'm here with this darling kid named Cairo. Can you say hi?
Hi.
And he did something pretty incredible last year. Can you talk about what you did?
I grew tomatoes.
You grew tomatoes because you like gardening?
Mhm.
Yeah? And then what did you do with some of your tomato plants?
Bring them here.
You brought them here to the school?
Because we had too many of them. Because some of them fell off and then they went in the ground and they grew.
Okay. Why did you bring them here though? Why didn't you just keep them at home and eat them for yourself?
Because it's too many tomatoes.
So you wanted to share?
Mhm.
Yeah?
They were tiny when we first planted them.
Uh-huh.
Tiny.
And now they're looking pretty good. That's awesome. And how do you feel about your tomatoes being here?
Good.
Yeah? Why do you think kids need to choose to be kind to other kids?
Because then they will do that, and then they will be kind to other kids. Then that will make somebody's day, and then they will make the other person's day, and then they will make the other person's day.
Amazing. That's like so perfect. That's what I was really hoping you'd say. I'm so proud of you, dude. It's been so nice to meet you. You are a super kind kid.
Thank you.
Are you proud of yourself when you're kind?
Mhm.
Yeah, you are. I can tell. You're awesome, dude. Give me a high five. Yeah.
You can pick it.
Will you pick it for me, dude?
Oh, look at you're sharing your tomatoes.
This one's busted.
That's okay. I bet it'll still taste good. Should I try it? I'm very excited. That tastes so good. It's so sweet. Cairo, I'm so grateful that you decided to set an example and be a leader in this school. Do you realize that when you're kind, you're a leader? Other kids are watching you. Other kids see you doing something awesome like planting tomatoes, and they're like, hey, I kind of want to share. I kind of want to be kind too because I want to be cool like Cairo. So do you realize that you're a leader right now? That's so cool. It's so amazing. Give me one more high five.